little fun here. So, if you're, yeah, go ahead. Okay, good. So that means that you might be on, or actually you might be hearing yourself through the phone. Or I'm gonna put you on right now. Let me add you to the stream and see what happens. All right.
All right. Yep.
No, you're good. Let me disconnect on the phone. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut the intro short. Now we got everything going. I hear you just fine. So that's the trick. The trick
good.
is to put you on the thing. That's why we weren't hearing it. So, all right, good to go.
Right, fantastic.
Let me get rid of this. Get rid of this video here. Sorry, guys. Just give me a sec here. So I'm fairly new to StreamYards, so sorry about all that. We're all really nervous, so we're on. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We have ATJH on this side. ATJH Paranormal. Thank God we got it all worked out. We're a little bit nervous because we didn't know the audio was gonna be weird, so we thought that there was no audio, but it's working just fine. So how are you guys this evening? Say hello, my friends.
We're doing fantastic. So glad to be here.
Awesome. So let me do a quick roundabout here. We got Rose Biz on, Scoot McLean, Sandra Pink, Paranormal, Benny Local, Jojo Partridge, Mr. Hyde, and Kit Merlot. John Avanti saying hello. Tracy Casto. That's
me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This old stoner, David Perdee, and a few other folks here. This is awesome. Okay, guys. So I've had you on, I think, twice or 3 times before. Is this your 3rd time? I think. Hello, Shandy. Hello.
I think so. Yeah.
This is the 3rd time, isn't it?
That was for travels, maybe.
Yeah, it might have been for ATJH Travels. Yeah.
Right. I remember that. So you want to take a moment and just kind of talk to all the people that are here. We got like 12 viewers. Do you want to say hello to everyone and explain to them who you guys are and what your channel is all about?
Well, formerly ATJH Travels, now ATJH Paranormal. We decided to do the whole switch to the channel. Let's see.
It was a surprise to me too. So.
Yeah. October of what, 2021. So it's been a little bit of a transition, but I'm glad we did it because of the fact that, I mean, the content is getting more views, which is not about the views. We enjoy doing this with it. It's a whole paranormal thing.
I love watching it. I was watching it way before him.
Oh.
So, I mean, I guess I was always kind of a believer. So things actually happened to me. So.
And like, I've always been interested in like the paranormal, but we didn't really think at the time of like trying to make the channel that, like, oh, would this work? And, things of that nature. And now that well, let's see, I've got 7 videos scheduled. We got videos scheduled all the way through July. So this will be upcoming all the way to episode 32.
Wow. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes. And was it easy to transition from what you were doing before, which is traveling, to all of a sudden like researching and doing the paranormal, or was it difficult? Did you have a hard time finding content, or was it just like hey, I kind of know what I want to do type of thing? Or
yeah, well, when we first started out, you guys know that we have like a lot of equipment. We just kind of like started out saying, oh, we'll just go here. And I'll show you, I had like my first camera that I ever got was this little 4K night vision camera. So we're like,
nice.
You know what? I'm just going to go buy that and we'll see how it goes. So we went to our first location. And we're like, well, we got evidence, let's do this. So then start getting more. But, going out in starting, you're like not expecting something, and then you're like, holy crap, how did that happen? You know, unexplainable things. So
Wow. So tell me, what was your very first outing, and were you really novice? Did you say, oh, let's just film and see what we get on camera, or did you have um, like EVPs right away, or did you go in it already knowing, or was it just like an accident as you were going?
well, the first video we went to a local graveyard. We actually been there several times, a couple of videos, but the first one we ever had, we had our necrophonic app, and then we had this camera. And the first thing that we ever got
with a family member.
Was
Mine.
it? Yeah, was a family member. They would think it was a family member came across.
It was my grandpa's sister.
Oh, that's right.
And her husband, I believe, because the way the conversation was, I kind of knew about it.
Yeah.
And I used necrophonic, and I don't know, we even filmed it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it ever came onto YouTube because I didn't know if I wanted to share, but it was actually a family member that came through first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was a little freaked out, but other than that, I mean, I guess it didn't really bother me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then the actual first, I guess you say the real first video that we filmed with the night vision camera, we were using necrophonic, and that's the same graveyard. And we're like, let's just go back because we got evidence there. And we went back, and the very first evidence is the video, if you guys seen it, where it said break and caution. And you're like, oh wow, break and caution. We said, are we gonna break our arm or someone gonna hurt? And didn't say nothing. And the moment we pulled in the driveway, the e-brake broke.
Wow. And you have the video still from it. How far into your
catalog? That is pretty close to like episode 1. Yeah. And there's also a YouTube short. It's called Spirit Gives Us a Warning. Oh, wow. And that's the one where it says that. Yeah. We legit pulled in the driveway, emergency cable broke. So it's almost like, okay, how can you make that up? It says breaking caution, and then that happens.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm just going to start the broadcast on Twitter so people can listen to it on Twitter as well. And I don't want to be, like looking down and you guys like, what the hell
that's fine. Doing? So I'm going to go back. That was.
Okay, here we go. So I'm on Twitter now, live. And guys, just a quick roll call here. Shandy Warhol is in the house. Benny Loco, Rose Biz, Sean Avanti. I ain't afraid of no ghosts, says Benny Loco. Wow, man, we got some really good people here. Barbara and Green. And by the way, guys, if you guys don't know ATJH Paranormal, I keep wanting to say travels because I'm so used to saying travels.
It's all good. Everybody still does that.
Yeah. How long have we've known each other for quite a while? I think I met you guys through it was the hiking channel, and I haven't been to her channel in a while. Happy Trails Hiking. I think
Happy Trails Hiking. Yes.
Yeah, and then somehow we connected, and then it started to transition. I started doing paranormal, and then all of a sudden, you guys started doing the paranormal as well. So I think that's fantastic. And so your first session, EVP right away, and something very strange happened. And all right, so how many episodes have you posted so far? I think it's up to 14, or is it more?
So we are actually, I'm checking. That was episode 1. We got the first piece of actual real evidence. So we are actually, episode 25 is posted. So we're all up to 25. It's posted. That was what posted at 3 a.m. Just so you guys know, when we do post your videos, it's 3 a.m. Eastern time, like Friday morning. So that's when they get posted, 3 a.m. Gotcha. So, and if we've had evidence where, when the spirit box says things, like like the one that just posted, we were at like a family. We titled it "Family Told Us About Dark Secrets," and we're at this mausoleum, and it had a grandfather, a grandmother, like 2 kids, and someone else. And the very first thing it said across GhostTube, which is another app we use, kind of like Necrophonic, it said tortured captured demon, Satan, and cursed.
Wow.
So we started asking questions.
Is that the one?
Yeah, it's and
Okay. So little backstory on that one, okay? Normally I don't interrupt. I let Andy do his thing. I don't know. I don't know if I consider myself a sensitive or not. As I'm doing this, I feel it more often, but that one, I felt uneasy walking up to it. I never going, like where my car is, I had no problem. Soon as walking up to it, I knew this was going to be big. And like when I got touched, I wasn't even that scared. I heard the spirit walking up behind me, so I knew he was there.
Wow.
This one, I felt it. I felt it the moment, and I heard something. I was on GhostTube. I looked inside. I heard a voice, and it wasn't Andy's. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the moment I walked back to the car, it felt like it was like dropping off as I was walking to the car.
Oh,
it was the craziest, most insane thing I've ever
also,
felt.
Also, you missed, like, I was doing the Estes method. You guys aren't familiar with that. It's where you put the headphones on with the SB7 Spirit Box.
Okay.
And you basically say whatever you hear, like, because you use noise canceling headphones. And if you do it right, like, you could ask me any question and I can't hear you. So Tracy must have said something about who's here.
Yeah.
And I think the name was
James.
And there was a James headstone right next to the.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And this is the craziest part. Now, this has happened to us several times. There's a couple of videos coming up, I'm not spoil them, but the camera shot that as soon as it said James, she had GhostTube on. It said leave in my GoPro. You know how hard it is to shut a GoPro off?
Right, yeah.
GoPro shuts completely off.
Oh man.
And you have to legit press that button down. It completely shut off.
Yeah.
So
so when that's happening, right? Like when in that moment, do you have a sense to want to like just run? Like how do you stop yourself from not failing?
Yeah. I don't know how I did it. I felt I swear everything it took me to just stay and do it, I did not want to stay.
Wow.
But I don't know if it was just a pulling or I just wanted to see what happened, but I don't know. It's just like if you could see in the camera, I don't know if he had it, but my hand was actually doing this.
It's in the video. You can see it. But
damn.
For me personally, how I stopped from not running is because the fact that you don't feel. I mean, it's super scary, but if you don't feel that you're being completely threatened, I mean, I don't get scared easily, so I think it's the whole I don't have that fear factor. But case in point, the video of Blue Moose Road, I think we may have talked about on one of your other streams.
Yeah,
is when I got scratched. Like people are like, well, maybe your book bag did it. Well, let's just put this in perspective. The book bag I have has padding. It was strapped to my back tight, and I had the straps pulled so it wasn't jangling around. And it just felt like somebody went like that. I'm like, wow. So like, and I didn't think nothing of it. And at that point, I'm like, I'm a little freaked out. They're like, and the craziest part is they had GhostTube on, and they said, did you just scratch Andy? And across the spirit box, it says Andy. And I'm like, oh crap. So it's like, well, whatever. So we continued to walk down the road, and then there was a bunch of people. We want to be respectful because it's it's a thing. But we went across, and they're like, I was like, man, I gotta check my back. So I pulled it off, and sure enough, in the video you can see it. There's a scratch, and it looks like this.
Oh my God, like a cross.
So, needless to say, it was getting dark anyways, and I'm like, you know what? I think it's time that we go.
The other thing I had an experience with was when we was just doing the Estes method at another cemetery, and when the spirit said my name and then told Andy to leave, I think that's the moment I kind of knew that, like, spirits knew I was there. I don't know.
And that's the same video she was doing Estes method. If you guys go back, it's the most viewed video we have. Got grabbed doing Estes method is 2.9 thousand views.
Wow.
That one is the same one where
I thought Andy was talking. I thought he was talking to me.
No,
I really thought he was having a conversation with me, but I was talking about the other one.
Yeah. Well, this one too. I was sitting down, and she's maybe, I don't know, 6-7 feet over, sitting in the van, and I felt like, you know how like someone, you're in a crowd or something and you can feel like somebody legit like next to your back, and you have that sense. Well, that's what I did. And I said, "Are you near me right now?" And she said, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay, can you tell me your name?" And they tell me my name, and I started got the K2 out. The K2 started going off. And then when it was her turn, or actually when it was my turn, she felt the same thing. Somebody's up on her back, and she's like, "There's someone near me." And I said, "You run, pray." And I'm like, I didn't think, because I didn't hear what she said, so I edited the video. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it goes like this. It goes like that.
Yeah.
Oh my
God, she's freaking out. And the first thing comes out of the spirit box is, "Don't worry, God's with you." That's exactly what's in the spirit box.
Jesus Christ.
So, I really thought, like, if you listen, I really thought he was having a conversation with me. I don't know. I thought maybe he took off his headphones.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I felt it, but it felt like I was talking to Andy. So I was comfortable at the moment, because I realized, then I was thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. As this spirit was talking, I knew it wasn't Andy.
Wow, you could differentiate his voice. And so, just real quickly, I want to say hi to Miscast Entertainment, Barbara Ann Green, Shandy Warhol, and they had asked. Sandra had asked, "Have you tried a blindfold Estes method?" Yeah,
we got one recently, because normally I just close our eyes, and I think it's better if you do it blindfolded, because then you're completely, like, you can't see the person. Like, if something startles you and you look up, you can't see. So that's why we got one. Recently. But there's a couple videos you'll see where we're like this here, and you'll kind of like look up, because your mind's like, wait a minute, something just like so now we you know.
Wow, that's pretty intense, man. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that, with blindfold, and then it must be really strange, because you're just like listening to like the empty space. And so does that mean that, like, say Tracy can go off in a distance and ask questions, right? Can she like go off and ask questions from afar where you can't hear what she's saying,
right?
And then you can record the responses,
right?
That's
right.
Pretty weird,
so the reason
that's mind-boggling.
If you go back, and I'm not promoting another channel, but on Sam and Colby, the person that actually started the Estes method was actually speaking to them, and they say, if you ever want to try it, get in a zone, block out everything. As you're asking questions, ask a random question like what color, or anything like that, to make sure that you're actually speaking to a spirit. Because if you just blurt out like, what color am I wearing, or what color do you like, to see if you're actually speaking to them.
And the key is you don't want to go get dollar-free headphones here. You have to have noise canceling headphones. Those are the best, because if you just put little dollar-free headphones in, there's a potential you're going to hear what the person's saying.
Right.
Or we have the little earbuds from Samsung that are actually noise canceling. We've used those several times, because you can't hear nothing. So you want to make sure that when you do it, you're far enough away, and then you have those canceling headphones on.
Right.
But
if you can get in the mode like rocking, or feel like you're like in the atmosphere. And block out everything, because then you're more open for the spirits to communicate with you.
Wow.
That's what he says.
So will you say, Andy or Tracy, which one of you guys has had the more like paranormal experiences while you've been doing these? Is it more you, Andy, or is it more Trace, or is it equal?
I think it's more me.
Well, she's the one that gets like the more. I got scratched once, but she's the more that gets the whole like touching.
And I get more sensitive.
Yeah, I seem to get more of the like responses when I ask the questions.
Yeah.
And so the other thing that we've been using recently too, is this.
Oh wow!
Is the music box. So this has become our favorite device. Without spoiling the video because it's coming up, but we've had the other day we went to a place. It was a Holocaust cemetery, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of graves. I mean, they're literally stacked less than like 12 inches apart. There's so many.
Wow.
And we came. It felt led to go this one section. And there was a guy that his name was Dr. Jacob. I can't pronounce his last name if you paid me.
Sure. Jewish, yeah.
But I had this sitting like this,
and
just randomly, because it just when something goes in front of it, it does that.
Yeah.
Well, that was me moving, but and we had a 15-minute full-on conversation. We said, "What kind of doctor were you? Were you a surgeon?" And then before that, we said, if you have a yes, walk in front of it. If no, do nothing. 15-minute conversation with this, asking all these questions, and every single time he liked what we had to say, he would walk in front of the music box. Like legit, there was no wind, and you can see in the video, it's up on this, so there's nothing potentially in front of it. And every single time he had the answer, he would walk in front of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a question right here from Shady, I think. The answer, you're feeling how you feel bad, that I don't know exactly, but that should be like an uneasy feeling, or bad would be like you're feeling what the spirit went through. Now, I'm starting to get that as I do this more. I don't know what that means, but I think what it should be that you feel how that person or that spirit is feeling.
Yeah, I agree. Miss Cass said that.
Really quick, I want to say hi to Blind Neo. Andy Marshall just joined the chat, and Miss Cass is saying, as a vampire, I can see spirits, and they don't care anything about ghost orgies. Trust me, I feel like a ghost. I'm not.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yes, I think I'm becoming, I don't know for sure. I'm not an expert at that, but I feel like I'm more the sensitive.
Yeah.
Now, I won't know until I do it more, but that's the way I feel.
So Shandy's asking, have you ever not been affected? Meaning, that's a good question. Have you guys ever gone to a place where like nothing happens and you're
Yes.
Actually, recently we just went somewhere and
I didn't feel it.
No, we just went, and the K2 went off once. We asked a bunch of questions, nothing happened. Went to the next place, and we had a full-on conversation with this. So sometimes you go and you're like, okay, well, I just drove a half an hour for nothing because nothing happened. It does happen like that.
Yeah. Well, Andy's a go-getter, so Andy will try to chase him down. I'm more like the person that says, I can tell, I guess, and say, you're not going to get anything, but I let him go get it anyways to see.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
How long do you typically wait there? Like, is it like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or is it just like a quick 10 minutes and they're like, hey, nothing's going to happen. Let's go on to the next location.
Normally,
it depends.
Yeah. Well, normally we try to stay for, if nothing's happening, we usually try to stay for like a half an hour, even if just to see.
Yeah.
But if we're starting to get evidence upon evidence, we were at a place the other day for like 2 hours.
The person that kept telling, like turning off the camera, I kind of felt that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel uneasy. It felt like, okay, just leave me alone. I'm here. Yeah. I've been here for a long time. And I don't need, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Wow. And so when you're do you research the locations, or do you just kind of like take a
Yeah,
chance? Okay, so you kind
I
of know
research
going
a
into
lot.
Yeah,
where you're going.
Andy's a researcher. I'm
Yeah.
just whatever he takes, I go.
I mean, there's a lot of places out there that, you know, cost money. And let's be honest, like a lot of these places, like none of us can afford like right now with gas prices, but
Well, right,
that's
right.
why we're still doing the whole like cemetery thing. Number one, they're free. And number two, I mean, we've been getting evidence. And we've been a lot of historical places. We went to, I think the last one for Fort Necessity just posted, we went to Fort Necessity. And that's a, you know, historical battlefield. And the things we got in that were like amazing. So sometimes you just go and
yeah, and there I didn't feel anything. So again, you can't really go by your feelings because I
Right.
didn't think going there. Yes, I knew the battles of it, but I was thinking I didn't say anything to Andy, but I was like at first I was like this. I don't think this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be not working, but end up getting some things. So and it was weird because on the battlefield I didn't feel it, but when going up to that building and before it said Satan as the first word, I felt uneasy.
Yeah.
So again, it depends, I guess, how they're pulling or how that building was, because it's never open. So maybe all the spirits are being like, wait,
And
why aren't this building open?
do you guys take precautions that, like, say, forget the ghost? How about like some real live like bums or just unsavory characters? Have you guys ever encountered anything where you guys go somewhere and there's actually other people there and they're like, hey, this is kind of weird, maybe we should leave? Or has it all been just weird?
Yes.
Yeah, actually that happened the other day because well, okay, so the cemetery that we went to that talked about the mausoleum or said Satan, curse, whatever. It's weird because it's a cemetery that's downtown Pittsburgh, and people will like use it for like a walking track. It's really weird. They just all walk through with their dogs, and
even the one with my family, them people, those two ladies, I think called the cops.
Yeah, so we always take precaution. We when we go to this place, especially during the day, we try to go away from people as much as possible because I mean, you're not being disrespectful because the way we do it, if you've seen our videos, is kind of the fact that we are always say, hey, if we have your permission to talk to us, respond. If you have this,
Right.
But yeah, there's been a lot of awkward things. And then what she was saying the other day, I think that video posted, I'm pretty sure. They post. We went to one that we went before, and we went to, it's huge. She went to a different section. And there's these two ladies walking through. And we're minding our own business, and they didn't say nothing. And over in the distance, when I was doing Estes, this is before I got the blindfold. But even if you have a blindfold, I mean, legit, you can like your sensor. I seen a huge flashing light. I'm like, what? I told Tracy, I said, what was that? She goes, what are you talking about? I didn't see it. And here there was a cop coming up. And just as I was putting the stuff away,
oh my God.
Yeah, just as ready to put it away, he goes poof, with the spotlight, and he legit follows all the way out of the thing. So it's things like that. It's like, okay, well, I mean, he could clearly see we weren't vandalizing. I mean, they could see we're not vandalizing. But we always try to be mindful, especially places like that, of what people might do.
Right.
As far as what we do precautionary for spirits, is we always say a prayer before, and then we always say this. We always thank them for letting us contact them, and we always say we appreciate it, but you're not allowed to follow us, attach yourself to us or your equipment. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. May you rest in peace.
The other thing is always polite to introduce yourselves. Say, hey, hi, I'm Tracy.
Right, like
I don't mean any harm, or just here to communicate with you. Right. And it's always a good thing if you're going to start off. Always start off introducing yourself. There's a knock you could do before it, or you can just say your names. A lot of people now saying that if you don't, it seems like they don't want to communicate with you because why should they say their name if you're not going to introduce yourself?
Wow. That's incredible stuff, man. I mean, the fact that like you guys have been getting quite a lot of evidence. Have you ever? So I see. So you're filming with how many cameras? Is it just one? Is it just one of
Well,
your camera?
I have my phone.
Uh-huh.
I have 2 action cams.
That's one that keeps running.
Yeah, this one right here that you can see.
Spirit's like turning.
You have to press that. This is the
Right.
one, and the video recently shut off 3
shut off
times.
by
And
itself. That's weird.
brand new battery, brand new SD card. I have that. I already showed you guys the night vision, and then I also have a complete IR camera. This films
Oh,
only in
nice.
IR night
Did
vision.
you modify that
So-
yourself, or did you buy it like that?
No, I bought it like this. Yeah, you can buy them off of. We bought it off of a place called Ghost Stop. They sell
Oh.
these. It's got IR. Yeah.
Nice.
And then obviously this, his
Yeah.
best friend.
Yeah.
A phone.
And
Wow.
I do all the editing on my phone as well. I do have an app called InShot. So all the editing I do with my phone. So
Nice.
And these are the ones I love. So there's Ghost Tube where, if you can see it,
yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
good
yeah.
to go back.
Yep.
that one's I
Okay.
like the most.
So
And
you
then-
guys have? Do you guys use also the apps like Necrophonic or
Yep,
any of those?
we have
other-
Yep,
Necrophonic, yep.
Necrophonic. And
Mhm.
then this is another one where you can actually see like stick figures.
That's
Oh,
the
wow.
SOS, but also has
That's
words as well.
For the phone. Yeah, the SOS for the
Mhm.
phone. Okay.
And then another one is like a
It's
box that has
yeah,
the static.
it's called Box,
Oh,
and it has a word bank of 1,000
then-
words, and they can choose which one. So obviously we have Necrophonic, but yeah.
right. Well,
Necrophonic's
so
my
out
favorite.
of all those, which ones do you like? Do you get the most
Ghost Tube.
responses?
Ghost Tube and Necrophonic are the best
Ghost
too.
Tube and no, yeah.
Wow. Now, have you ever heard of Rondonautica? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, we haven't done that. Only simple
No,
fact that
right.
it's based
That's
on
pretty
intentions.
Right?
Yeah, and
I
For
see
the
some weird
paranormal
stuff,
stuff.
man.
yeah,
I love the Necrophonic.
yes.
Me too.
We thought about that, but I'm like, listen, what if it takes you some like sketchy area and you're already scared as you are? You want to do a paranormal investigation in a sketchy area, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to take that kind. You're better off going somewhere where you know that
And
you've
then
been there before, you know.
what obviously everybody knows Zach Baggins and the
Yeah.
paranormal.
So-
So I asked my husband to get this.
Oh, look at
It's not
that.
pull out one.
This is the SB7.
Okay.
This is the spirit box we use. And then it has what's called, an ANC on the back.
Oh wow.
So what it does is this allows the white noise to come through, but you can control how much white noise you hear. So the don't always hear that staticky in it. So
Yes.
if it says, Wall or Frank or it says your name or whatever, you can hear it more clearly.
Oh
And
wow.
then this.
Oh look at that.
And that's a millimeter.
That's a millimeter.
Ah,
What's cool about this isn't like the K2. This one there's like a temperature and the temperature will go up. And that's what I feel like is awesome, I think.
And what most
Zach,
people
who? Laughing out loud.
Zaku, haha. What most people don't realize is devices like these.
Is
Like,
it
that's
doesn't go
on.
off with my phone, see?
I mean,
I
can
can
have it. So
Yes.
people are like, oh, you have it too close to your phone. That's
Nope.
not accurate.
So if you go to the other one,
okay.
let me see the other one.
And the
Now this
K2,
one,
I've had this go off a lot. But the thing with this is
see, the phone.
I have to be like legit right on the phone. If I'm this far away,
I gotcha. Yeah.
it's not gonna make me go off.
Right.
Now you
Yeah, because
Well,
it's
I'm
your
next to
phone.
it, but like you have to be so close to the phone to make
Yeah.
it go off. So when you're out and about and you're just holding it like this and it goes off, you know there's something there.
Right.
Dude, that is some. You guys got a lot of gear. So how did you obtain all this? Did you just decide to go all in, or did you get it like one little piece at a time? And this
Yeah, I've been over the past like 9 months. I've been building it slowly.
Do you
but
want to
surely.
hear something? I'll let you on a little secret from Andy. The first thing he bought was the K2, and I'm like, because before he even changed the name, I'm like, what's that for?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, oh, I just got it. I'm like, oh yeah, you're just gonna get something just randomly for no reason. I'm like, great.
So you were kind of like
Then he told me like
slowly let it
maybe
into the fire.
we can go out into little like places and do that. I'm like, oh, I see. Now you want to go out to the places and I'm like, you sneaky.
Wow. No, man, I think it's pretty cool, and you guys are getting some good stuff. And so have you seen your channel progressively get higher and higher views as you are going through?
Since we've been doing it, all the counts have been going up. Now, that's obviously we enjoy it, but yeah, everything has been going up, views, watch time, everything. And I'm really glad with this transition.
Nice. Dude, I think that's awesome. And I mean, because you guys were already like going to these places. Real quickly, Queen Laura TV is in the house. And then Andy Marshall is asking, do you use one of those voice box things? They creep me out even when you can't hear voices in them.
Yeah.
We do.
The first time I used it, it was like, it startles you at first because you don't expect anything to come through because all you hear is that white noise.
Yeah.
Wow. Because you're just hearing like the static, right? And it's just like going and going, and then when something pops in,
like sometimes you have to like be careful because it could be the radio.
Oh.
So that's why they say to verify that you're not listening to the radio sounding like it's coming as talking.
Nice.
If that makes sense.
Bat Rican is joining us. Hello, Mr. Bat Rican. How are you? Welcome
Hi.
to the show. And everybody else who's here still watching us. Thank God that you guys are hanging out with us because, man, there's a lot of info here. And if you guys are interested in doing some of your own investigations, you're getting to see a lot of the
first time it made me jump.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that.
Now, what locations are you guys looking forward to checking out this summer?
Oh, I want to go to the Bel Air house.
Hannah.
We're going to go to the Bel Air house. I was telling you guys about that chat. We're definitely going to Bel Air house. We definitely want to go to the Paranormal Museum of the Afterlife in West Virginia. It's kind of like the Zach Bagans Museum.
And I don't know why, but I want to go to Asylum. Just because every time you watch somebody, which we watch a lot of people, and they go there, I'm like, bring me, please.
Wow. Hey, that's
so I'm just gonna put this on really quick and show you how loud this actually is in your
Wow.
So that's all you hear in those headphones with noise canceling. So there's no possible way, even with the ANC, which I unplugged to use a speaker, with the ANC, you can control that, but legit, you're not going to hear anything anybody says.
Yeah.
Wow.
We also want to go to Pennhurst. We're trying to book that. Trying to go to visit the Monroe Mansion.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
I know I'll never get to do a paranormal there, but I would love to go to Zach Bagans Museum. Just to get the experience of it. Yeah. I probably will never sleep again. But
yeah, I mean, he's got a huge collection, and that would be great, real quickly, MJC Paranormal's in the house. Queen Laura TV, welcome. Jared King TV is saying hello. Many awesome creators here. This is great. Wow. And
do you want to know another secret that I told Andy a couple of times, but before I thought he was into paranormal, I would stay up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to watch Ghost Adventures and stuff like that. But I never told him. Every time he's like, "Oh, what did you watch? What time did you go to bed?" I'm like, "Oh, I just watched a movie." Never in a million years. So I thought I would tell him that.
So
when he started watching it with me, I'm like, "That's what I was watching the whole time." He's like, "How can you watch them without me?" I'm like, "It was awesome. I would never sleep, but it was awesome."
Yeah, and this whole time you were actually starting to become a paranormal investigator, unbeknownst to him. So you guys were kind of like doing this thing in secret, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, guess what? We're
Yeah.
paranormal investigators. That's amazing. And you guys got merch. I love the t-shirts.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Got the merch on.
And where can we get that? So that
if you go to, I always put the link in one of my videos, but if you go to ATJH Paranormal on Teespring, you can check that out, and then it's there. Like I said, it's in the description of every single video. So
Andy's asking real quickly, saying, do you enjoy being scared, or do you not really get scared? Well, I think we were talking about that earlier, right?
Yeah, I like the whole scare thing. Yeah, I don't get scared easily, so I like the whole thing.
I would say yes and no. It's a yes and no for me, even though I've already had experiences. I guess it just to when I got touched, obviously that was the big one.
Right. Oh yeah.
That one I was talking to you about.
Scratched. He was saying earlier he got scratched.
Yeah, I kind of like the fear factor of it, but then I think it's interesting that there's so many people not resting, and I think it's in a way sad, because it's you would want them to in a way, but then you wouldn't get as much experience, I guess.
Oh, here that's awesome. Let's segue real quick and let's ask the audience here to see if they got any questions for you guys. Because I do want to wrap it up. I do want to wrap it up by 10 o'clock, guys. I like to keep it within an hour.
Yep.
You know. So what do we got, guys? It says Queen Laura said, came late, so I already answered, but where are you all located? She's saying.
I am like, you already answered your apologies, but where are you? We are located in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Paranormal Drama. Have you ever been touched? Yes, we've been touched.
Yeah, we were talking
grabbed and scratched.
Yes, I have.
They're saying was it a bad touch? You got to be touched and scratched. Both of those things. Have you guys ever seen? I got a question real quick. Have you guys ever seen like a full body apparition or something like that?
I have not.
No, but we have. I think I even showcased it on your stream where we saw the orb come out of the gravestone.
Yes, that was amazing.
So we haven't seen a full. I want to see one.
Yes,
but
and we try to keep it legit. We do. We try to keep it
raw.
Like like if it's the grass moving something, or if we know that it can be debunked, we like to keep it real so people can actually stay tuned and watch. We don't want the fake.
Yeah, because I used to follow a lot of paranormal channels and stuff, and it turned out that half of them were faking their stuff, and then I just lose interest. I'd rather watch something very long with very little evidence and be like, hey, that was pretty cool, than something that's fake.
My daughter just said she doesn't want to see a thing.
Yeah, that's Hannah there. It's the Paranormal Drama said, did you consent to the touch? No. But we did clearly specify that you're not allowed to do that again while we're here. You don't have permission to do that.
The Paranormal Drama. So I felt him around me. Like I heard footsteps, I heard the grass. I knew there was not Andy because Andy was doing Estes method. I felt an experience of him coming around me, or she, and when Andy said dude or something like that, I knew. I just felt him.
So I really like what Barbara Ann just said. She said, have you ever done something and had a second guess of what you're doing?
No.
Good one.
No.
Okay.
But I will tell you this: there's been some evidence that we've caught recently that you're like, whoa, like you don't say that, oh, I don't want to do this, but you're like it blows your mind of what just happened. Wow. And it kind of want to make you do more. But then in the back of your mind, your self-conscious says, why are you here again? And you kind of get that feeling that you have to kind of calm yourself back down and say, listen, I know why I'm here. We're okay.
A shadow figure.
We have never seen a shadow figure just yet.
No, she said, see what? I would like to see a shadow figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An
So
orb
Andy
of
Marshall
space.
said, my daughter saw a ghost without eyes or a mouth. Have you ever seen or heard anything like this? I've never myself, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Such
like
bones and
nice. What state? We're in Pennsylvania. Actually, our daughter Hannah is on there. We were in a location recently. The video's not posted yet. She was like, it's funny because there's a lot of comedy in this video because she's like so afraid of bugs, right? So we're walking through this tunnel. It's in a pioneer village. We're walking through the tunnel, and as you hear Hannah go, I mean, if you guys seen this when we did the travel, it was like her scream. She's like,
yes, yes.
Everybody knows it's Hannah. You've seen it.
I do remember that. Yeah.
You can tell it's Hannah.
So she screamed, we're like, why are you screaming? She goes, there's a bee on me. There's a bee next to me. So we're walking through, and she said, I need the keys. I'm going back to the van. I'm like, all right, whatever. That's fine. And across the spirit box, it says, is she all right?
Oh, wow.
And then she says, she's scared?
Wow.
So we say, yeah, she's fine. She doesn't like bugs. And as clear as day, it goes, oh.
Wow.
Like, okay. Yeah.
Damn,
so that's what Hannah was talking
about.
That's
amazing. Holy smokes.
And then she's laughing in the chat because she knows.
Yeah. So, okay, so
as long as she's there, it's a comical thing because the spirits like kind of like try to calm her down, but she's already freaked.
You should report it in a case. Okay.
But yeah.
So real quickly, I want to ask. So Hannah goes on the investigation. Does your son partake in it, or did he just think like, "Hey, I don't believe in any of this"?
He's the the 20-year-old. He's like, whatever.
Like it's not cool. It's not cool to do investigations or something.
Yeah,
like that.
He's not cool enough to
Was that? No, it was not.
No paranormal drama. It was not.
No. It was like a normal touch you would get by like your friend or anything.
And sometimes really quick, sometimes it even feels like when you build a rapport with them, they kind of like do the whole thing where like, I'm here, I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm here. Do they want you to know that you ask, are you here? Can you show us? And they're like, oh, and they kind of.
So are you asking what I'm laughing at?
No, I think he was asking about Hannah laughing, and she was laughing at the fact that she was
scared.
She's
laughing at herself.
Laughing at herself.
That's what it was. Exactly what I was talking about.
So
I always make funny things. Yeah.
So you all have like a good cachet of equipment. Are you gonna just stay with that, or is there gear that you're like, hey, I need to try that next?
I want a REM pod.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we want a better.
I'll put it right out there now. I want a REM pod.
Well, see, I do really quick. So I do have 2 REM pods. Okay.
I don't like them.
She doesn't like them. Now, see, I have this one, which is kind of like this mock one, but this one here, I like this one because.
Nope.
Oh wow!
But there's the ones that you see in the videos. They're the rounder ones, the better ones. Temperature. Eventually, I'm gonna get one of those, and eventually, I do want like.
I want a better SOS thing to see the stick figures.
Yeah, an SOS rig that uses the what do you call it? The Xbox Kinect cameras.
Yeah.
You can actually change one of those into an SOS thing.
Oh
so
wow!
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up here.
Yep.
We're getting close to the end, so I want to say thank you so much for coming in. You guys scheduled every Friday for uploads, right?
Yeah.
And you also do the shorts as well. And
we do shorts as well. Yep.
And then people want to get your merch, ATJH Paranormal at Teespring, and I got my sticker coming. I checked. I got to go check it. I think it's in the mailbox, and I started to stream and I couldn't go get it, so I got my sticker coming, which is amazing. And hey, maybe if you guys travel down in my neck of the woods, we can meet up and go to Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
Yeah, that's
do a little
definitely on the bucket list. We definitely want to meet up with you and do that.
So that'll be awesome. All right, everyone, I'm gonna wrap it up. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Man just jumped in. Oh my God, all the awesome people. guys, thanks for taking an hour out of your evening to come on the show.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we can have you on again at, maybe in the middle of summer, see where you guys are at, and it'll be amazing. I'm glad you guys.
I don't think he'll switch it this time. I think he's happy now, so he won't switch.
That's awesome. That's perfect, man. I'm really happy for you guys, and it's great to see your channel growing, and you guys are getting the evidence that you guys are genuine. You guys are really good friends of mine. I've known you guys for a very long time, from even way back when, and I think it's cool. I love talking to you guys. You guys are very energetic and have a very genuine spirit to yourselves. So yeah, it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to more investigations.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up with that, and come visit me on Wednesday. We do the spooky stuff on Wednesday too.
Yep. Check out Frank too. He's awesome. If you guys don't ever new here.
Cool. All right, guys, let's cut out.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.